Hi everyone, sorry I've not done a video in a while. This video is just a sort of a mealworm cleaning video, just showing you what I do. Um, so yeah, I'll get on with this video. There will be a part 2, which will just be an update just to show you how everything is. Sorry I've not been keeping up with videos. I'm not a regular YouTuber like the rest of the rest of you out there. So yeah, I'll get on with this then. So this is something I do every couple of months. Right now, I've filled a dish. The box that the mealworms came in from the supplier. Just fill it up, sort of as much as you can get, really. There's no guideline. Then I put all the mealworms into a sieve like this, and it's just a case of just shaking it around, and all I'm trying to remove is the frass from, just sort of removing the frass from the mealworms and the oats, because of course I don't want to be throwing the oats away because there's still food there. Wasn't very prepared for this, really. I've already done a box, so I've got a box full of clean oats with some mealworms in. But it shouldn't take too long. But I got a big stock up a couple of weeks ago, and I got all these mealworms, and the oats were ready to go, and all I had to do was just put in all the mealworms, and within a couple of weeks they've ate quite a lot of the oats, bunched their way through a lot of potato. Some of this is like a colony that I made myself. I do breed my own mealworms, just because it's financially better. But I mean, cheapest isn't always best. But at least with the mealworms that I'm producing, I know where they've come from, what they've been fed on. So it's better, really, for my geckos and and the other animals I have. So I'll just get emptying these. It's perfectly clean. There's no frass, it's just sort of the dust off the oats now. So, but I mean, still want to get rid of that. You want it to be nice, fine oats, really. Like I say, I've already done one tub, and I have 2 tubs of mealworms. These are full to the top with oats, and I wouldn't like to say how many mealworms there is, but these are all full. Like I say, it's what they came in, but obviously they were in maize, and they're now in oats, I've got 2 tubs filled exactly like that, and I've still got a fair bit to get through. Usually doesn't take too long though. I can sort of sift through them all pretty quick, really. Let's get another tub ready. Oh, that one there, I think. Like I say, I've been very busy lately with just with getting new animals and just my everyday life, just getting things sorted. Working on getting into college, because I moved out of my parents' house, and just to help, because I live with my nan now, and she needed the help, and I just sort of I've had to start over again, and took all my animals and had to get them settled, make sure they were fine, and now I'm just waiting to get into a college, but for now it's just focus on getting to that point and looking after my animals, which, as most of you will know, is an all-round job really. It's not something you can sort of do in a day. Oh, just getting through. And like I said before, I will get around to doing an update video. I'll do it fairly shortly after this actually. This shouldn't take too long. I'm almost done now. Oh, I just need another tub. I have got a couple of new geckos, which I don't think you guys have actually seen. Well, I say a couple. There's about 3 that you won't have seen, and there's one, my male, that I did swap. If any of you have seen my Blazing Blizzard male, I swapped him just for basically for the pure fact of new fresh bloodlines, and also with the fact that he was het for Tremper, and I've got a female albino, which is a Bell albino, and so of course I don't really want to be mixing the albino genes. So I now got a Blizzard male, with no known hets, but he's definitely not a Tremper. There may be any chances of an eclipse in there, so he could produce babies with full black eyes. But breeding won't be happening for quite a while yet, because I've got a lot of females that are... I've got 3 females that need fattening up. 2 of them are nearly there, the other one is still small and probably may or may not breed this year, depending on how quick she grows and fattens up and everything. Of course, I don't breed any less than 55 grams. Some people say 50. I go with 55 just to be on the safe side. But even then, I probably won't breed until they're at least sort of 65, 70. Just so I know that they're going to be fine after the breeding season. It's not, for me, it's not just a case of getting them through the breeding season. It's enough for them to bounce back and recover from the effects of breeding, really. And at the moment, they're nowhere near 50 grams, and a couple are ovulating, but they're not really ready, and I'm not going to force it on them. Just let nature take its course, I suppose. Right, so there we go. That's the mealworm tray all clean. It's just a case of putting the mealworms back in the little tray. There's a lot of dust everywhere. I probably won't even throw that stuff away, to be honest. I'll probably keep it aside, because there has been a couple of beetles in here that have changed from the mealworm, so there's always that chance that there could be mealworm eggs in there. And I always seem to put something aside just in case, because you never really know. I'll go through a quick sieving, and there doesn't seem to be anything, so pop them all there. That wasn't even a full box, that was more or less half, or a little bit under half, but there's already a good number of mealworms there. Just pop them there. Oh, got an escapee. And just give them a last sieve. It doesn't matter if there's 1 or 2 bits of frass. It's just to keep everything clean and let it not get too bad. Well, like I said, I do this every couple of months. Just give them time to eat everything and make a mess instead of doing it on a weekly basis or something like you would with other animals or something. But it also gives them time to, if any are going to change, it gives them a chance to turn into beetles and lay eggs. So, like I say, I only minimalise the cleaning really, and it's not like they make so much of a mess that they die. But I do keep things on the more sanitary side. Not let anything fall too bad. There's at least over 1,000 mealworms here. I have some more tiny mini mealworms that are currently growing, but that's just a case of feeding them up. It's, for me, the whole breeding of mealworms is just based on time. I don't really influence it in any way to, I don't add any extra heat or any specific food or what. I don't use any really specific techniques. It's just sort of just leave them to it really, let them develop in their own time. But I suppose that's because I've only got a small colony of reptiles, so I don't need a lot of food quick. I just need enough to sort of sustain for a week while I wait for the rest. But I do still do a stock up of food every so often, which is why this is as bad as it is now. There are literally thousands, and they eat potato. That's sort of halfway munched through, but they're fine. There's no. You get the odd sort of pupae, and you get one or two dead ones. I tend to just sort of pick those out as I go through, but they're not really going to cause any major threat to the numbers of mealworms. I have actually fed quite a number of these off, because I have 5 leopard geckos and a chameleon. My chameleon will quite happily eat 20 mealworms in a day, and between all 5 of my geckos I must feed at least 40 or so mealworms, and that's sort of every other day. I give them food quite regularly, but then they'll get one day in the week where they just starve, basically, just to let their bodies clean out and let them sort of stock up, because they store fat in and around their bodies and in their tails, and starving them causes them to store fat because they don't know when the next going to be fed. So that's just a little technique that I do. It's not exactly something that everybody should do. It's one of them things where it's up to the owner to find ways to make his animals happy, really. When I get onto the update video, I'll tell you a little story about the albino. It's quite shocking, really, to know. But like I say, I'll get onto that when I do the update. Alright, well, that was mealworm cleaning. I don't know if it was any help to you, really, or anything. But yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe. And thank you.